Baghdad is not just a city. It is a place where history refuses to stay in the past. A place where the echoes of ancient empires still shape the decisions of modern powers. To understand why Baghdad still matters today, you have to look beyond headlines, beyond war footage, beyond politics. You have to see it as something much deeper, a crossroads of civilization, power, and identity that has influenced the world for over 1,000 years. The story of Baghdad begins not in chaos, but in ambition. In the 8th century, the Abbasid Caliphate decided to build a capital that would stand at the center of the world. That vision turned into Baghdad, a city designed with precision, built along the Tigris River and positioned at the heart of trade routes connecting East and West. It quickly became one of the greatest cities on earth. Scholars, scientists, philosophers, and merchants from across continents gathered here. Knowledge flowed through its streets. Ideas were exchanged freely. This was not just a political capital. It was the intellectual engine of the known world. During what historians now call the Islamic Golden Age, Baghdad became a beacon of learning. The House of Wisdom attracted thinkers who translated ancient Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic. Mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy all advanced rapidly in this environment. The foundations of algebra were developed. Medical texts written here influenced Europe for centuries. At a time when much of the world was fragmented, Baghdad represented unity through knowledge, but the very factors that made Baghdad powerful also made it vulnerable. Its wealth, its influence, and its strategic position turned it into a target. In 1258, the Mongols invaded. What followed was one of the most devastating sackings in history. The city was destroyed, libraries burned, scholars killed. The Tigris River was said to run black with ink from destroyed books. It marked the end of Baghdad's golden era, but not the end of its importance. Over the centuries, Baghdad changed hands multiple times. It became part of different empires, including the Ottoman Empire. Each ruler reshaped the city, but its strategic value remained constant. It sat at the center of Mesopotamia, a region often called the cradle of civilization. Whoever controlled Baghdad held influence over key trade routes, agricultural lands, and cultural connections that stretched far beyond the city itself. In the modern era, Baghdad became the capital of Iraq, a country formed in the aftermath of World War I. Its importance only grew as the global demand for oil increased. Iraq possesses some of the largest oil reserves in the world, and Baghdad became the political and administrative center controlling those resources. This alone would make it significant on the global stage, but there is more to the story. Baghdad is not just about resources. It is about geography. Located between major regional powers, it sits at the intersection of Middle Eastern politics. It connects the Gulf to the Levant, linking countries like Iran, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Turkey. This position turns Baghdad into a strategic pivot point. Decisions made here ripple across the region. Alliances shift. Conflicts escalate or de-escalate. The city functions as a pressure point in an already volatile landscape. The late 20th century brought another transformation. Under Saddam Hussein, Iraq became a central player in regional conflicts. The Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s devastated both countries and placed Baghdad at the center of a prolonged and brutal conflict. The Gulf War in 1991 further highlighted Iraq's strategic importance, drawing in international coalitions and reshaping global perceptions of the region. Then came 2003. The United States led an invasion of Iraq that would once again place Baghdad at the center of world attention. The fall of Baghdad marked the collapse of Saddam Hussein's regime, but it also opened the door to years of instability. Insurgency, sectarian violence, and political fragmentation followed. For many people around the world, Baghdad became synonymous with conflict. Images of explosions, military convoys, and damaged buildings dominated the media, but focusing only on conflict misses a crucial point. Baghdad is not important despite these events. It is important because of them. Every major power that has engaged with Iraq has done so with Baghdad as the focal point. Control of the capital means control of the state. Influence in Baghdad translates into influence across Iraq's political system, its economy, and its regional relationships. In recent years, Baghdad has become a center of diplomatic maneuvering. Competing influences from global and regional powers intersect here. The United States maintains a presence. Iran exerts significant influence through political alliances and militia networks. Other countries watch closely, understanding that what happens in Baghdad can affect oil markets, security policies, and regional stability. Economically, Baghdad continues to play a critical role. As the capital of an oil-rich nation, it oversees policies that impact global energy supply. Even small shifts in Iraqi oil production can influence prices worldwide. This gives Baghdad a level of economic importance that extends far beyond its borders. Culturally, Baghdad remains a symbol. Despite decades of conflict, it retains a rich heritage. Its markets, mosques, and neighborhoods carry layers of history that connect the present to the past. For many Iraqis, Baghdad represents identity and resilience. It is a city that has endured destruction and rebuilding multiple times. Each generation leaves its mark, adding to a story that refuses to end. There is also a demographic factor. Baghdad is one of the largest cities in the Middle East. Its population represents a diverse mix of ethnic and religious groups. Managing this diversity is both a challenge and a source of strength. Stability in Baghdad often reflects broader stability in Iraq. When the city is calm, the country tends to follow. When it is unstable, the effects are felt nationwide. Security remains a key issue. While large-scale conflict has decreased compared to the past, challenges persist. Extremist groups have attempted to exploit instability. Government forces, along with international support, continue to work toward maintaining control. The situation is complex, constantly evolving, and closely monitored by the international community. Another reason Baghdad matters today is its role in shaping narratives. It is often used as a case study in discussions about intervention, nation-building, and the long-term consequences of war. Analysts, policymakers, and historians examine what happened in Baghdad to understand broader global trends. Lessons learned here influence decisions made in other parts of the world. Looking ahead, Baghdad's importance is unlikely to fade. Its combination of historical legacy, strategic location, economic influence, and political significance ensures that it will remain a focal point for years to come. As global dynamics shift, new challenges and opportunities will emerge. But the city's role as a central hub will persist. What makes Baghdad unique is not just its past or its present, but the way the two are constantly intertwined. Ancient history shapes modern identity. Modern conflicts reshape historical narratives. It is a living example of how cities evolve while carrying the weight of everything that came before. So, when we ask why Baghdad is still important today, the answer is not simple. It is not just about oil or politics or history. It is about all of these factors combined. It is about a city that has influenced empires, survived invasions, and continues to shape the future of an entire region. Baghdad matters because it has always mattered. And in a world that is constantly changing, that kind of enduring significance is rare.